when you get into the business, if you start going super analytical, you're gonna price yourself out of profitability. Awesome, how are you?
Good. So I had a couple questions. When you, whether at the beginning or even now, when say you with your rentals, whether multi or single family house that you ended up renting, if you found the renter to be bringing in multiple people to help them with paying their rent or whatever, basically changed in their financial picture that made them not basically go by the terms of your lease contract, how would you handle that? Or how do you handle that? How do you recommend to handle that?
So in my lease, it says how many people can be in the property and how long a guest can stay in the property. So a single apartment can have 2 people living in it. There is no guests allowed to be in there longer than 2 weeks. And if it's longer than that, it's a violation. But say someone is renting a single unit from me, normally if I do allow a second person to live in the property, I charge an additional $50 for utilities and wear and tear, and depending on the property, maybe $100 or $150 more for that additional person. So, and then depending on the city, if parking is very hard to find, they're only allowed 1 parking spot. If they want a second parking spot, I charge another $100 for that. So it depends on how difficult or how much of a problem it's gonna cause your other tenants or your property. So I'm more strict on very small 1-bedrooms. And again, if they have dogs or pets, then I become more strict because I say there's only a certain number of heartbeats allowed in each unit. Because if you have too many heartbeats within one unit, in a 1-bedroom you have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a cat, and a dog. It's gonna get the odds of something bad happening increase significantly. It's my experience. So for that, I charge additional money for that. Non-refundable pet deposits, additional charges for pets. So when you increase the number of heartbeats in each property, the odds of something wrong happen increase, right? You're just opening on the likelihood of something to happen. So you just gotta be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean I don't allow it. I did have a Hispanic family, 4 people lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. Now, I immigrated to this country. I lived in a very small apartment when we moved here until I was like 11 years old. So I understand how it is being an immigrant coming to this country and trying to afford a place to live. Now, the Hispanic family took an amazing care for the property. So, you can give them look the other way in a way. Your concern should be the care of your property and the expense towards your utilities. If they're carrying your property and respecting your utility costs or compensating for your utility cost, it shouldn't matter as much that other factors, the other individuals are there. Now, if those other individuals are people that you don't get a background search on and you can't verify who they are and you gotta bring a lot of people in and out of your property, cut it off, let them go. Because now every additional person coming on your property is another liability.
Yeah, that actually is more of the reason why I ask. It's more what sort of liabilities in the background exist that as a new owner that is going to be renting, would have to find out about? I'm sure, like, good real estate lawyers know all that sort of detail. But
Yeah, but you're not going to get a $500 real estate lawyer to look at every single thing you do, right? There's a real estate agent that's going to handle some of this for you, or you're going to handle it. So that's where, you know, when you get into the business, if you start going super analytical, you're going to price yourself out of profitability.
Yeah.
You know?
I do. I mean, that applies in any industry, whether
Correct.
retail or
Yeah, or
whatever.
people in sales overspend on marketing, where they spend so much marketing that they can't even sell enough to cover the cost of the marketing, right? In any business, you have to be, you're going the fine line. There is a fine line between overboard or not enough control. You got to be right in the middle, where you can make sure that you're leading the profitability. So again, too much or too little, you have to kind of find that fine line, and it takes time.